And welcome back, guys. My name is Mayu, and I'm joined by Plywood for the last race of tonight.
Hi, everybody. This is race 3, gogobmn versus JosephJoestar316.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty excited for this race. We have the undefeated Joseph Joestar going against longtime MGS2 runner gogobmn.
yeah, it will be a really exciting race. Let's see if Jojo can keep up his streak of going undefeated, or if he will drop his first game today.
All right, folks, we are getting ready with the countdown right now.
And away they go.
Yep, so we're launching into a very competitive race. BMN, I believe, still has the fastest time
All right,
in the
let's
league
look
so far out of everyone.
Yeah, with a
And
1:02:31, if I'm not completely mistaken.
a little bit faster than what Limes put out just in the previous race.
Yeah, but this race was also really nice to see.
So they're both very competent at this game. Joe has really shown himself to be a fierce competitor in this league play.
freeze.
And he does very well in races. He has a lot of race experience, Joe, and BMN just has a lot of experience, period, with this game. I asked him a few days ago how long, like, when did he start running Solid 2, and it was back in the mid-2000s, way before MGSR even existed as a Skype group. So BMN has the chops. He has the chops. And to
Yeah,
be
he
running for
really-
that long, ooh, strong.
Yeah, he has my respect for being that passionate about this game and still running it now. We get to see two different Olgas, while Joseph Joestar gets the right side Olga, which
I've been with the
we
unit since I was
basically
born.
want to have
I
on
grew
very
up on the
easy.
battlefield.
BMN gets a
Conflict
left
and
side
victory
Olga,
were my
and,
parents.
what happened to him,
The
she
unit-
did not lose, got into the cutscene and just loses about
We've shared
11 seconds to
everything.
the
All the
common
ba-
right side.
It's very interesting. Like,
I have
B-Man
no one.
moved
Nothing except the
over, and
unit.
then Olga double backed.
Nothing
Olga
else
on
matters
very
to me.
easy is pretty annoying because the left side is not terribly consistent, at least in my experience. Usually on the other difficulties, left side is preferable, but on very easy, it just is not.
And what you saw on Joe's stream right there was a death drop. It's basically what we are doing. We are unequipping our weapon and matching square, and sometimes you can get a little time save by skipping the animation Snake does when he's jumping off the edge.
It'll
Now
be
they-
interesting to see how they handle, the middle part of Tanker is fairly uneventful unless you blow up a bomb in engine room. Really the exciting part, the place where we see competitors time and time again get into issues, is the holds. And
The holds are really known for
Who's that?
blowing up runs.
Enemy sighted.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see by the end of this league what the stats are on holds. Like, what's the success failure rate on each of the rooms? Because even if you're really experienced, B-Man going behind the guard, I've not seen this before. This is
Yeah,
interesting.
I did not see that either before.
Okay, well that's he's not gonna get the cut. He's gonna get the cutscene, and Joe getting a really weird pattern with those guards. He had to like PPK him as they were coming down the stairs. It's a little awkward looking, but funny
And
looking.
BMN gets kicked.
Oh, okay, okay. This is very different. I've never. I guess he was trying to like get a roll into them with a, huh. Didn't really work out really well, but I am very curious about that strat. Maybe it's
Yeah,
like just harder but faster since you're like dropping immediately. I'm not sure.
definitely have to look into this, and I guess a lot of people will now that they saw that.
Yeah. B-man
I
full of
know,
secrets.
I know two people who will instantly go and test this out.
Yeah, this leak has really pumped, not pumped the brakes, but put the foot on the accelerator for this category in a lot
Yeah.
of ways. Find these little time saves to the point where 101 is quite feasible now. Still very hard, but feasible. Okay, Joe starting his guard rush. He got the guard in the back, very important.
This was
So
like one of the fastest guard rushes you can get. Instantly getting the guard in the back. And no
Well,
other guard rolling him.
yeah, very good. Let's see how B-Man handles it. He goes for the trank shots. Ooh, okay, nice. Going for those trank
Yeah,
shots.
some people tend to go for the trank shot for the guard behind the... Sorry
And-
that I stopped there for a moment. I just saw that Joe's ladder glitch did not go as intended, and he just cleared one ladder with it.
And there's a little pause there. And he's like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna take this ladder down. And he's taking it very safe. He does not want to mess around with this room. I respect that.
Yeah,
But that just allowed B-Man to make a huge leap forward because he got the ladder glitch. He went for a risky hold one and got it a-okay. So that changed things. Joseph setting up for the roll strat as B-Man does a like hybrid approach with holdups and then the roll. Very
my heart
interesting.
stopped a moment with Joe's attempt on the roll strat because he was kind of at an angle for the first one. So my heart stopped there for a little second, but both got through fine. Both got these pictures in.
And look at that gap.
Yeah.
6:21:21. Absolutely great of a holds time for B-Man, making up 14 seconds or some odd over Joe. Both of these players, like that, they both had very different play styles for that tanker. Uh, I'm very excited for this plant because
Yeah.
that was unexpected on a lot of levels for me.
I really think we will see a conveyor thread by BMN.
Oh yeah, 100%. B-Man is a believer in the parcel skip. I'm starting to do parcel skip myself, um, which from my testing, it's pretty much the same speed. So it's kind of personal preference on PC. I mean, depending on how good you are at bomb disposal, there might be like a difference there. But to me, it's sort of like a personal preference thing at this point, at this juncture, for PC. But on console, it seems like you really do want to do it just because the load times you skip. And B-Man's apparently from St. Vincent or
and
something.
is born in the year 69.
Nice.
I also catch that for a second.
Was it April 20th?
I'm not sure about that one. I did not look at that one.
Yeah, I was
This is
I was
the
paying
codec.
attention to the country.
And now we see two different attempts while BMN is going back to grab the M9, which does not lose time at all. You have the time to get back and grab that one. Joe just will play a bit with the guard.
Stay alert.
Joe just having a good time with the forklift guard, making some circles, beaming around, doing
And now he's
the
doing his funny dance.
jello legs. So they're pretty much right on top of each other.
Yeah.
Which is not what I expected halfway through Tanker, but Joseph had a pretty rough hold one. He didn't continue, but he took it safe. He had that issue with the ladder glitch, and it made a big difference. And both going for a roll prone into the fence, but B-Man's was just a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, this roll, I have to say, I don't do this roll because I can't get the angle for it. The angle is, in my opinion, it's a bit weird to get the hang up first. But I guess as soon as you kind of know the angle for it, you will just go for it.
You need to be very confident in that angle to do that sort of thing, because if you don't, you're probably just losing time over going prone. But B-Man, he has third place in this category, and part of it is because his movement is quite supreme, and certain things that are hard, he does even harder versions of, with just a little bit more optimization, and very unique player and creative player. Oh, fourth? Was there my bad, fourth. Oh, Bestwick, right. Bestwick's third.
Yeah.
B-Man's fourth. It's very close, though. It's very close.
It's really close. This whole board is at least
Yeah, I
like
don't
the top
know. Sorry,
10,
Bestwick.
pretty
Sorry,
close.
Bestwick.
Everyone forgets about Bestwick.
Though, I'll say this much. B-Man, if he has the kind of run he is capable of, he could definitely take record.
Yeah. He's a really strong runner.
All right, so this is where we're going to see this separation in the route. I think Joseph does clockwise, and B-Man is going to go for the conveyor belt box route, parcel skip.
And there we see him go this direction.
Yep, so these players are going to go in completely opposite directions. B-Man's going to go counterclockwise around the struts. Well, at the start, and then he'll go clockwise. It's a bit weird because you teleport around, and then Joseph is going to just make a big circle. And like I was saying before, they're fairly similar in timing. The box route can save a little bit of time if you're like really good at it, but it's more of a matter of just not making mistakes more than one route being completely superior in my mind, especially in a race environment. Because you can say like, oh well, in a vacuum this route's faster than the other route, but we're talking about the pressures of a race, and already Joseph getting a little bit awkward with that guard trank.
Yeah, but what you can say about the conveyor belt route we will see is that it's definitely the glitch you're going to perform for this is really precise and really hard to execute.
Yeah, it's become easier than when the route was first created. We've come up with some better setups, but it's still tricky, certainly tricky. B-Man doing his a really well-executed movement in strut A. Okay, it looks like he's doing the strut F pickup rather than the strut A box pickup. There's see, it's not just that this is the conveyor belt route. There's actually two formats of it that are, again, probably roughly the same speed. It's hard to judge. As Joseph is defusing strut E helipad bomb, and he's going to skip the box that B-Man will pick up later on the helipad. And they're going to have codec timings quite different from each other because they're doing them in different orders. So B-Man going down to pick up box 2, that's going to bring him to strut B. And then the box on the helipad in strut E will take him to strut A. And they're actually about to high five on EF bridge. Let's see if either person is going to have an issue here with the bombs or the claymores. Joseph taking it safe. He's just going to run around. Not going to do the wacky movement to grab the claymore on the floor.
And for BMN, we just saw the pickup, which we also do in the normal route. At least a lot of people still do that, because you go through this bridge a few times, and often we pick it up the second time we go through there, which you will also see later on Joseph's screen.
Yeah, he'll be doing that before Fat Man. Joseph not getting kicked by that guard. Hopefully not this other guard either. Nope, totally fine on that front. And B-Man now going to go pick up the helipad box. See if he does the... Yeah, he does the cartwheel from the tarp. Very nice. And now he is going to be doing the glitch. So he's going to line himself up by a conveyor belt and a little platform and aim in first-person view into a particular spot. He's going to be aiming at like a little girder in the box. And then he's going to climb the conveyor belt and then equip the box so you don't fall off. That's a big pain. And that brings him to strut B. So I think, I mean, it's hard to tell right now, but it looks like B-Man will probably still be ahead. It's hard to, you really don't know until a competitor gets to strut A roof. That's really where we'll see who's in the lead. Now B-Man is going to go clockwise around the struts because he needs to eventually get back to the parcel room so he can do it one more time.
And there you saw BMN distracting the guard with the box. Originally, when people started running very easy, they adapted a lot from European Extreme, which also included the box and distracting the guards with it. And now that this conveyor belt route is starting to be more popular, more people can use the box again and just distract these guards instead of getting shot.
Yeah, it definitely opens up more options for runners because before, originally, yeah, VE, we would, they would pick up the box, same on normal, but eventually, well, at least with VE, they stopped picking up the box because it just wasn't necessary. But being able to manipulate the guards with the box is quite helpful, and it has some fringe benefits as well, since you could opt to not do certain strats or not certain menus because of the box. So Joseph, his timer's already running. B-Man is getting his timer running, and we'll see who hits the roof first. I think it's gonna be B-Man though, because Joseph has to go through strut B and AB. It's going to be close. Joseph is not too far behind, but he's a little bit behind. As long as B-Man does not screw this up.
I really can't tell the speed of the... Okay, now you can tell.
Yeah, because when you get to the pump room, you're right by the stairs. And as we can see, B-Man has maintained or increased his lead. I believe he did increase his lead a little bit.
He did increase it a little bit, yeah.
Now, was that just because the route or because Joseph made more mistakes than B-Man? I think it's more the second, though it could be that B-Man just had a, his second conveyor belt skip wasn't super fast. He had to try it twice because it is kind of hard to aim. Like, there is a range to it, but if you're not aiming with the laser sight of the gun, you have to basically just look at the center of your screen, and that can be pretty tricky to know if you're exactly pointing at the right spot.
I mean, you could cheat it a little bit by putting like a little dot on your screen.
Yes, yeah, you could do that. It's true.
But I guess the laser is the better option for. And Joe trips up the staircase when he wanted to try the fancy cartwheel.
That little mistake could cost him ultimately, but it's always the accumulation of mistakes, and we're still just entering mid-game where things can change pretty rapidly, as we saw with the first game. mid-game can really shift things around
Yeah,
if a competitor
especially
makes a massive
Harrier,
mistake. Yep.
especially Harrier, and when you don't get the rhythm for him, can also cost a lot of time.
So I think we're going to see fairly similar fortune strategies from both of them.
Right, at the beginning, you go, you just tap left, so you tap right, excuse me, to face the right side, and then do 3 punches, which leads right into always make a little step for every punch. This is to position right behind the forefoot, so Fortune can blow that one up. This is just a little manipulation to make the fight faster.
I'm curious what B-Man is going to be doing here. I think he's probably going to go for non-lethal Fat Man, and Joseph will probably go for lethal, as Joseph memes around and stares down Fortune.
Yeah, and does a little dance to dodge her shots. And there you saw a practical use of the cardboard box by BMN. You just get a way cleaner path and you can turn corners better, which he
Yep.
uses to its advantage to pick up these chaffs.
Yeah, you don't need the box, and Joseph blew up the Claymore, but he still didn't pick up the chaff. That was interesting. I feel like if you did, maybe he's just so used to chaffless, but maybe you picked them up earlier. I can't recall, but
I can't recall either, but as far as I know, he picks up the claimers on the bridge earlier.
B-Man picked up his Claymore, but Joseph has to pick up his or run around on EF bridge. So this is also going to cost Joe a little bit.
He
If
rolls
he's going to
a
pick
bit
it up
too
now.
early.
Just that a little bit early now. Honestly, I respect going early. Maybe he didn't intend it, but it's better to go early than late and end up cartwheeling into the Claymore and
Yeah.
blowing yourself up.
You rather cartwheel early into this and pick it up by crawling a bit than getting blown up and losing like 3 seconds or 5 seconds simply by getting blown up.
All right, B-Man looks like he's going for the non-lethal strat. Somewhat tricky. I'm going to get that quick diffuse and then move
And
over.
wonderful non-lethal Fatman by BMN.
Really, really fast. And everyone that does non-lethal, I think B-Man has like one of the best and most consistent.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, he just looks like a machine. Joseph going for the lethal approach, definitely the one I would suggest most people start with. Though,
And he loses Fatman on the way down. He decides to defuse the bomb there and then get Fatman.
honestly, not a bad idea, given that Fat Man started going way off course,
Yeah.
and hoping that Fat Man shows up to him, but definitely saw a big gap, or a gap increasing between them because of that. B-Man with the non-lethal. Now the non-lethal strat is tricky. Don't get it twisted, but if you can make it consistent, you have a more consistent Fat Man overall than lethal in
Yeah.
general.
Because the lethal Fatman can go one of 3 ways, which will be east, south, or west. While a non-lethal, if you get it consistent, he won't run away at all. He will just lie there and you shoot him.
So Joseph, he's been playing fairly conservatively, just sort of playing for consistency, but I don't know how well that's going to work out for him. B-Man's going to have to start making some mistakes, or RNG needs to start going in Joseph's way, because the issue is, consistency's good, but at some point, there's only so much game left. And if you're dealing with someone who is already pretty consistent and consistent at fast strats, you know, there's only so much room to work with. B-Man going for the Claymore strat, left side. You either take the left route or the right route. This is to keep the elevator door open. He shoots to keep the alert going. I think that... I'm not sure what that's for. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Maybe to get the guards out of the way. Maybe to avoid the guard. And Joseph's trying to do this Claymore strat, but he can't hit the Claymore. I feel like he was in a weird position. He's hitting the wall. Oh, man. That is... I mean, I think this will still work out, but definitely not as clean as B-Man's.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Maybe he's just learning it and it's a little uncertain about the movement, but you know, you don't want to... When you drop the Claymore, you basically want to stand right there and shoot it right then and there. And I think he moved to the door threshold. Now let's see what B-Man's RNG is. That's actually pretty decent. I mean, he did run away from aims for a moment there, but it was totally fine. And Joseph's going with a slightly slower grab for the retinal scanner compared to B-Man's. These little things that they really add up.
And this is what separates the good from the top runners. And I also like to appreciate the fact that we saw a weird hostage spawn for BMN.
It's the enemy. I need help.
And Joseph sadly gets a bad aims position, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit slower execution-wise on Joseph's end. So that was not really what Joe needed, and B-Man is just increasing and increasing the lead here. So we're really looking at what will happen at Harrier, what will happen at Swim Glitch. Because Shell 1 core is not really going in Joe's direction in terms of this race. It's still he's still having a decent run, but it's just you can't just have decent against Gogo.
Against people like BMN, you don't need a decent run, you need a really, really good run.
And I think out of everyone in this league, generally speaking, B-Man has had like some of the most consistent performances. Like even D-Lime's had a couple of shaky performances, at least one. And I don't know if B-Man has really had any that were like, oh, I say that and he finally made a little mistake. He rolled into the corner of a wall. All right, commentator's curse. Here we go.
Yeah, but BMN also had a shaky performance. I just like to remember the first week of the league where he lost to Apache by losing almost a minute to Vamp.
That's right. Okay. See, I'm not keeping track of all this so well. That's my bad. So he did have a shaky. So I'm guessing. I guess really. Everyone's had a shaky performance then. Unless Platonic had like absolutely clean. I mean, Joseph hasn't lost a game, but that doesn't mean all of his. He's maintained against everyone. That's the difference. Yeah. Anyways, enough analysis. Another awkward roll from B-Man. He's getting a little bit messy going to Harrier. Maybe it's the nerves of like Harrier.
Yeah, I can understand that one. I fully understand that one.
And looks like he's going for the 5 shot. He missed the 4th. He missed the 4th. He's going for, I think, 3 shot. This is a big opportunity for Joe. And he missed the die shots.
This is also
he missed the first one. He got the second one, but he missed the first one.
Like,
that is
Harrier at least one runner of each race today.
Joe going for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gets all
5. Looks good. Let's get that +1, baby.
Also the +1. Really nice.
All right. Now he just has to finish strong with the die shots. B-Man finishing his
He
Harrier.
had a
He
weird
missed the
glitch.
shot.
This isn't. He didn't really miss it. It was a weird glitch. You saw the
I know that.
stinger
Yeah, like what
animation
if
go
it
off,
like
but
it
it wouldn't shoot.
I don't know what happened.
I have to say,
I
it
think
happened
I
to me
feel like I've
before.
seen that before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've seen that before when I was practicing Harrier, and I can't tell you why it's happening. It just happened.
I think how that happens is if you shoot like just a little bit too early, like after pressing X to skip the cutscene. It's a real shame because Joe right there, I mean, he still saved time, but he could have really saved a lot of time there
Yeah,
because
it's really unfortunate.
B-Man's Harrier was all the way to the missile phase. Definitely not what he would want. So this race got a little bit closer, I think we're really gonna see things shape up at Swim Glitch, because Joe, I know, he's all about the Swim Glitch. If he can get that one cycle, it'll help a lot. B-Man does not have as good of a swim.
Okay, and Joseph will go for Chefless here.
Return to your positions. Titan security. Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
Yeah, because we are almost at this point. What do you think? Who will go for Swim Glitch?
I think Joe every week has gone for Swim Glitch,
Yeah.
so I think, and he really needs it. I don't think he can really go for consistency in this situation.
Yeah, he really
B-Man,
has
I don't think B-Man really needs to go for Swim Glitch. I think he would still maintain a lead even if Joe gets a one cycle, but I'm not sure what exactly. I mean, B-Man has had a bit of a shaky mid game. I mean, everything up to Shell 1, and that engine room, which was a little weird, but everything
Yeah.
else has been pretty solid. It's only after he left Shell 1 that things got a little bit shaky.
Yeah, but maybe it's the nurse, like knowing that you're in the lead. I don't even know what is more pressure in knowing you're in the lead or knowing you're behind.
I think the worst kind of pressure is the kind that gets to you. That's all it is, you know. You can't operate if you're under a lot of pressure. You have to
Yeah, that's
completely
true.
ignore that pressure.
I could write a novel about that one.
Joseph's swimming low to pick up the Nikita.
Yeah, but he always does that. I did not see him staying on the top once.
Interesting. So B-Man doing his stair rolls that have to be very spot on, as I understand it, to actually save time
Yeah.
with the angles.
They need to be really... It's also the one before the helipad, where to really save time with them, you have to have the perfect angle and...
VE has made the movement in this game much harder,
Yeah.
much more optimized, because a lot of the things that have been worked out through VE are completely difficulty agnostic, so you can put it on any difficulty. So now we're probably going to see more wacky rolls on higher difficulties. Of course, depending on the room. Some rooms, you know, you have to take out a guard or a cipher or whatever. But
Yeah. On very easy, it's you don't really have that many guards. You don't have that many obstacles in your way.
all right, so B-Man, what's the story? What are you doing? Where are we
I
going with
guess you
this?
will go for it, and Joseph will. This is my prediction.
I think he shouldn't go for it. I think he should just swim. He's just swimming. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the right call. Um, it's Joseph's game to win and B-Man's game to lose. And if the race is this close, you don't want to mess around with that.
Yeah.
So Joseph needs one cycle
He
or
needs
something
a
very close to
cycle.
it. He really
Or
needs the one cycle.
Yeah, or a mistake by BMN, but would be the best if he could.
Okay. Corner's looking okay. He slipped off. That's all right. Doesn't cost that much time to slip off. He's okay. You know, just need to use the corner. Well, I mean, that's not the best swim glitch, but I think that will save a little bit of time over
Yeah.
B-Man. That definitely helps.
It really does. But we shouldn't forget that he will lose a few seconds again after on the way back because BMN opened the door, which isn't open for Joseph yet.
Yep, so Joe will lose time, quote unquote. Yeah, I mean, it's time either way. But it's not the door that's the time save. It's the swimming and then skipping that codec is actually a pretty
Yeah.
big part of it too. And then having to swim again after that cutscene, start swimming again, all that stuff. But it's a help to Joe, but it's not enough to change the lead at this point. And he really needs B-Man to make a crucial mistake going into the end game here.
Yeah, right now we are into Emma Escort. It's a little preview in the game after like swim glitches and wham, and all these difficult things which happened. You just get like a bit of a more calm part where you just can take a preview.
I don't know if we can take a breath though on this race.
No, I mean we can't, but the runners can.
Yeah, so I think the thing is, B-Man is pretty dang good at the escort, very capable. You know, I think the thing that could, uh, the major mistake you could make in the Emma escort, I think there's two, really, barring any weirdness, is bringing Emma too close to the bugs and she starts running away, or messing up the Emma bump and having to go back into Shell 2. That is
Or
also very painful.
which is also when we go up the elevator, we have like two parts where the movement is pretty precise. If you're too slow or like your movement is wacky and the guards see you and you don't kill
Yes.
them fast enough. Or a glitch called the Phantom Radio, where you kill the second guard, but it's still a radio call and the backup guards come in.
Yeah, that one I do not wish on my worst enemy. That's a
Same.
weird situation to be in. But B-Man, I think, is fairly prepared for all scenarios, and as long as he doesn't mess up his bump, it should be fine.
Who's there?
Thing is, it's kind of hard to practice. Like, you have to like let the guards start calling it in to even practice that phantom call
Yeah.
thing. It's just so non-standard.
And I really have a lot of respect for everyone who knows what to do in this scenario, because I definitely wouldn't know what I should do if this goes through.
I think the safest thing to do is just don't even bother with the bump. Just bring her through the door.
Yeah.
You know, just not even bother with it. All right, so they're on the same screen right now.
Yeah,
It's tight. It's tight.
it's really tight. The swim glitch really got Joe a bit on his heels again.
Even so, I feel like B-Man made the right call. The gap
Yeah.
did shorten, but not enough for it to be like you got to start sweating. Just
I'm
it's
always
like
confused by this guy. You're
which
kind of
one?
still the one on the bridge where Joe was. He, the cone, the cone of his rear side has Emma in it, but
She's camouflaged because it's the
yeah.
sun setting. The, he thinks it's the horizon. Like, oh.
And what about Raiden? Who is just like this
Well,
little.
Raiden's further away, of course. You know, he's too far away. You can't notice him.
And now we are sniping for both of them. On
Yeah, as
very
long
easy,
as neither of
not
them
much going
get the
on.
drop, it's. But if B-Man for some reason caused Emma to fall, that would actually be exactly what Joe would need at this point.
Yeah. Or later on falling through Gentleman. It's also.
Oh
a
yeah,
huge
that
time
would
loss.
be a huge loss for B-Man.
Yeah. I heard about someone who lost the race because of that.
Oh, that's must be a legendary
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, it really is. It, it's getting told over generations now.
Look at that double cipher shot from
Yeah.
B-Man. Very
That's really
cute.
cool.
But yeah, I don't know if I mean I haven't taken the Judgment Fall ever. No, never.
No.
Not don't
Like,
watch last week's race.
who would fall through the Judgment gap, especially in a race which is close?
Yeah,
Never
that
happened
is-
before.
It's a bad idea.
And Joe is trying his iconic smiley in there again. He always draws a smiley with the sniper rifle if he's done taking out the guards and the ciphers.
While we're here at Twilight Sniping, for all of you watching the last race of this broadcast, thank you. Please give this channel a follow for more Metal Gear speedrunning content. And if you are a Metal Gear speedrunner yourself or have in the past, please consider submitting to our marathon for the first weekend of December, Metal Gear T. You can find links at our Discord for the submissions or through that little command that Limes beat me to because he is very prepared. He knew he got the signaling. I was signaling through my brain power
Yeah,
and my
the line
voice.
speeds us and everything.
So
He's just too fast.
he's very fast, very fast. So please do consider doing that and watching Metal Gear T the first weekend of December.
Yeah, and while we are also here at this very lengthy section, I'd like to remind everyone who likes to dig deep into game files, etc., that we have a $1,000 bounty for someone who finds a huge sequence break in Metal Gear Solid 2. So if you like digging into files, looking into games, finding glitches, finding skips, Limes beat me to that one now as well. And in case you just joined, this is Metal Gear Solid 2 WE League. 11 participants racing in a round-robin style each week. We have several races on the channel every Thursday, starting at 6 p.m. EST. And we also have races in either Discord streams or on their own channels. And I'd like to appreciate the shout out of Joe, who was writing T.
He's running out of
Yeah.
bullets. It's a spell T. All right, that's good enough. The T is a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. There's only so many bullet marks you can make before the game says, "All right, that one's gone." Do you drink tea, Mayu?
Yeah, funny enough, I'm normally more of a coffee person, but I drank a lot of tea before I came to England, and now I drink even more tea. So,
Well, what's your favorite kind of tea?
it's chai. I really like chai
Oh,
tea.
nice. Yeah, chai is fun. I like chai. S2 lol from Joseph. Joseph is definitely winning the meme competition when it comes to
Yeah.
these races, I have to say.
He always does. Joe is a meme master, and no one can change my opinion on that one.
All right, B-Man very
Blink and you
cleanly
missed it.
destroying Vamp 2. That was a very fast Vamp 2.
Vamp is dead.
Vamp is very gone.
Yeah.
All right, and Joseph,
going for this.
the zoom. Zooming in on the leg. Not necessary on VE. It's more of a higher difficulty thing, so you don't kill Emma.
Yeah,
Really,
this
you could just honestly just turn to the left and avoid the leg entirely, and Emma will take some shots, but she's totally fine.
Yeah, she can take those.
Hey,
She's a
okay.
tough woman.
So that right there, increasing B-Man's lead by probably about a second-ish. As we enter Arsenal gear, and Joseph
Almost got seen by the Cypher there.
really needs to keep the faith that B-Man is gonna trip over his shoelaces, except he's naked and he doesn't have shoes on.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
He's
Jack the
fallen
Ripper.
over air. He's tripping over air.
You know this fellow?
You remember me,
And
don't you?
because I just saw the
grown.
question, Joseph is currently 4-0. If he
High
loses this race,
concentration
this
of
will,
cerebral
this will be
implants.
his first
Have they
loss in
altered
the
your
race.
memory too?
But we've seen a lot of stuff happening. So, let's see how
Olga, you can't
Platinum-
keep this up.
Okay,
They're bound to
first
find you.
Listen,
first
I'll fill you in
Olga
a little
betrayed
while.
us.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, B-Man. As long as B-Man makes that gap, this is pretty hard to lose. But if
Yeah.
he drops that gap, that could be the lead change.
Yeah, this gap can lose up to. I don't know what is like the most time you can lose, but
It's
nine-
definitely double digits.
yeah,
Definitely
it's
lose double
around
digits
19
on this gap.
seconds.
Is there somebody there?
I would
And
say around
Joseph
19.
is behind by double digits, so
Yeah, this could be.
B-Man going for the punch setup and clears the gap, no problem.
There goes to hope.
Yep, now we're really looking at some bizarre circumstances. Maybe a completely botched Tengu 2 or very, very botched Solidus, but
Or getting. Or not getting the Tango skip, and Tangos are dropping down all over, and you can't get it anymore.
Has anyone in this tournament screwed up Tengu Skip though?
Hi.
Oh,
I did.
okay. Well, there you go.
I'm not that confident in the skip, to be fair. I mean, I'm more consistent on it than I was at the beginning, but I'm still not really confident in it.
As long as you do it with the pistol, like you don't want to do it with the AK.
Yeah.
And you kill those 2 guards by the door so his aim doesn't go off. But as long as you do that
Yeah.
and then get on the door quickly, you just gotta time that L1 release on that kick.
Yeah, and this is I'm always releasing it too early, and this is my problem with it. I'm just too hectic.
Yeah, that's the. I think that is the perk of one having run this game for a long time, and two having to do that on the pressure of Euro Extreme, where you pretty much have one try and then you're dead.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I mean, I found a setup which is like only useful if you're not that confident with it. If you leave one tank alive in particular, will give you a second and third shot on Tango Skip.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something I found on accident, and it really helps me.
Nice.
In my last race, I killed this Tango and had some problem with Tango Skip because of that. Because I missed the first one and then also the second one because Tangos were on me.
B-Man approaching the door, killing the
On his
Tengus.
way.
Just a typical day at the office for
Yeah.
Tengu Skip.
For her, definitely. And just got it fine.
Now we're gonna see.
So basically, Tango 1 apart there, like Tango 1 apart from each other.
Joe does his right side, and B-Man does the Beswick setup. Don't worry, Beswick. I may have forgotten that you were 3rd place earlier, but I did not forget that this was your setup because I use it.
I
And
guess meanwhile everyone uses it because it's a bit more consistent to get these Tangos.
except Platonic. Platonic keeps it old school and just stays in place. Bit of a awkward start for Joe, trying to shoot the Tengu in front of you. I like what B-Man did. It's what I've started doing is when you get into that position, you immediately fire the stinger and take out the Tengu in front of you. That looked like a really good Tengu too for B-Man,
Yeah.
and that is quickly dashing the hopes for Joe, because there's just not a whole lot left to mess up. Rays, you know, if we were having Euro Extreme League, I would, of course, say hold on to your butts, but this,
Also,
Rays
the
is
torture.
5 seconds long. Yeah,
The result is a Foxhound Commando.
because we have seen lead changes in Euro races at Tengu 2 and Rays, but kind of hard to happen in this circumstance unless they're very close and one of them went for the harder, very easy Ray setup.
It was obvious the Patriots were among my ranks.
But at this point, the meme very extreme sometimes comes into place with some of these threats.
Jack, those days during the Civil War were as real as they come. Every day was absolute. Split between
So
life
I'm
and death.
guessing that B-Man will probably do the typical
And now you've been led back to war by
easy
something
approach,
less than
which is
real.
the middle, left, right approach,
Yeah.
unless he wants to style, but he doesn't really need to do it.
Yeah,
Yep.
but he's going for the normal one, but he will have to do the style approach, and even if he fails,
Are you awake yet,
not
Jack?
losing.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be that big of a
The Arsenal
difference.
AI
Yeah.
is corrupted beyond repair. I admit that I underestimated you.
And now Solidus tells us that we corrupt the AI.
I'll squeeze the answers out of you instead, my
Wow.
son.
Joseph, I don't know what he's doing. definitely not
They're
listening.
both listening to Dad at the same time, but at different times in the game.
Yeah.
What do you
A
hope
lot
to
of
gain?
talking at
You
the
know
end of this
there's no
game. A
Yeah,
lot of
definitely.
It's
talking.
not him I want
A
the
lot
answers from.
of talking.
All right. Typical raise for Joe. And now B-Man coming in fast to the finish line of the final hit on Solidus after the last couple of codex. And Solidus, we can see some variance in Solidus, but again, since this is very easy, he doesn't have that much health to begin with. So even you have to, B-Man would have to really botch this for Joe to come back.
Yeah.
Like
Fall down.
big
Yeah.
struggle. Yeah. He would have to fall down multiple times
I mean, completely fall down, like,
off Federal.
off Federal before he does the last hit, something like that.
Good work, Jack. But this is where it gets interesting.
And I think what we saw in this race is there were a few points where it could have flipped. You know, Joseph had a rough holds, and his Fatman wasn't too great, and he could have gotten a little bit more from. Man, that was such a cool looking Solidus from
Yeah.
B-Man with the
Do you remember
dash.
Just
this
walking
place?
away.
Of
Casually
course.
walking away.
This is where we first met.
55-30 for
I remember
B-Man
now.
as Joseph
Today
finishing
is
up
the day I met you.
on his Solidus.
Good work, Jack.
See how he handles. I think Joseph goes for the parries.
Yeah. He goes for the parry. I'm not sure about the first one because it's a thing to just parry the second dash. But I think Joe and he missed it.
I missed it. Yeah, my favorite kind of parry is not actually a parry. You hit him as he dashes at you. That's like the best one, but doesn't always happen. But
Most of
GG
the
for
time.
Joe.
So
Do you remember
So
this
just
place?
under a minute separating
course.
both of them. We'll
This is where
see
we
how
first
the
met.
IGT shakes out.
I remember
But a
now.
pretty exciting race.
yeah, definitely. It was a really nice race, and it was really nice to commentate as well.
Agreed. It was nice commentating with you, Maya. This was a pretty exciting race. We saw some interesting stuff from B-Man. Joseph, I respect his general approach because he kept it consistent. He kept a good pace, but it wasn't quite good enough. And
Consistent isn't good enough in a difficulty like WE if you want to be on top.
yep, consistency can help you against some competitors, and you want to be consistent, but you know, there's consistently good and consistently better. So we are
Yeah.
gonna see Joseph with his first loss in the league against B-Man.
But I have to say, and I'm not the only one saying this if I'm not mistaken, many people did not think that he would go 4-0 after the first 4 weeks, so really respect to Joe for this 4-0.
Yeah, people were, I think, surprised. And I think the reality is Joe does quite well under race circumstances.
Yeah, he really does.
He's had a lot of experience with racing, and he's played a lot of Metal Gear over the last couple of years, and that helps a lot. But B-Man, as we were saying, respect your elders. That I think that's what I would say from
Yeah,
this race.
and
Oh,
yeah,
we
and I
got
also
we
have
got
to say,
Joseph. What-
oh, hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
We were talking and talking,
We were
didn't realize
talking
you
about
joined.
you.
Oh, should I just go? Okay, people
No, no,
leave.
you can stay. No, no, you can
Stay
stay.
Nah,
here.
I'm just kidding. No, it was GG's to BMN. I know he had a shaky start in the tanker, and as did I with the ladder glitch, but he definitely played it very well. I saw he kind of had a sketchy Harrier. I had a chance to come back, and I missed the tie shot the one time.
Yeah,
I needed it.
I wouldn't even say it was like a direct miss. You just inputted the stinger too fast, which led to a bug, giving you the animation for the stinger, but just eating the stinger in itself.
Yeah, and then let's see what else. Went for the swim glitch. I had no choice. Was trying to go for one cycle, just wasn't there. Uh, still better than nothing. Arsenal gear, I think, was about the same. I lost time at Tinga too. Like Snake got held up on like a bladesman, and that's why I had to like look to the left and like clean it up for him because I guess apparently he kind of went Papega mode and was like, "Yeah, I don't know what to do here." It's like, "Oh, thanks, Snake."
Yeah,
So
he
I
has a sword. I can't do anything.
Yeah, so that's why I gifted him with a stinger, like as the encounter, and it's like, yeah, here you go. Um, but honestly, it's like I felt like it was over for me. Even when I did the swim glitch, like I really needed that Harrier fight. Which, by the way, I almost missed that fifth hit. Like it went off target, and I like relocked it on at the last minute, and it still
Yeah,
hit him. And that's when I got like overly excited. I was like, oh, I saved it, and it's like, no, I blew it.
I saved it. And there goes my save.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but either way, yeah, I knew he was gonna go for the box warp with the conveyor belt. I don't think he went for non-lethal, Fat Man. I
He
mean, I didn't
did.
really pay
He
attention. Oh,
did.
he did.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was strong. That was um one of the moments where the gap really widened
yeah, I
because you
figured.
had a bit of a loosey goosey Fat Man, and B Man just like clockwork doing that non lethal strat.
Yeah,
And
that's
And
definitely
it looks
characteristic
so
of him.
cool. It looks so cool, to be fair.
Yeah, my Fat Man went around to the left. And I don't know what aims he got, but I got northwest, which also didn't help me.
he had a bit of a faster aims, so we were really concerned going into Harrier because at that point it was like you really needed that Harrier, and you definitely closed the gap a bit, but it just wasn't quite enough. And but I mean, in general, you played quite consistently, I would say. And when holds one went poorly, you're like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna go with it. And uh, it was really interesting to watch because both of you had very different tankers in
Yeah, I
terms of
saw you got
approach.
into
Yeah.
a bit of a scuffle in the engine room, and I was looking over. I was like, "Yeah, man, what are you doing?" I was like, I saw he was going for something aggressive, and he got knocked over. I was like, "No, get up!" Yeah, it was, and it's what I like about this race is that we both had ups and downs. I mean, I still kick myself over that ladder glitch, but he played it very well in parts. I played it very well in parts, and I don't know. I was gonna try to go for a meme ending like Apache did with the Kodak, but I don't know. I still wanted to somewhat finish with some some attempt to finish well, even though I knew it was over. Uh, but no, it
You
was
gotta
fine.
keep this time down.
Yeah, I mean, because the other thing too is for people, and maybe you guys explained it, is that even though I'll take the loss this round, but that we still track the IGTs for like cumulative value in the event of like any like tiebreakers or anything, or unless if it goes to Tinker or else I forget. Um, I don't know. I just still want it to finish somewhat well.
Yeah, it's
I think you did pretty well given the circumstances, and it's just hard because B Man um, is a unique player in that he has a very in-depth knowledge of a lot of these little itty bitty tricks, and it wasn't just the big stuff, but there's just these little moments where he had a couple of degrees on you, and that that means a lot on very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew going in that it was kind of a not really like David and Goliath matchup, but I knew going in it was going to be tough. I knew he was going to do a different route than I was. Maybe there were parts where we were like in sync or just at least on his heels for a little bit. But yeah, there was just things that I needed to have go right, and just sometimes it just doesn't happen. Um, but at least I could say, yeah, I mean, I didn't miss the fifth hit for like a third race in a row with the Harrier.
This was just
Because I
not a
was like,
good day for Harrier.
it's just if I could say I'm happy with anything, it's I finally got that fifth hit. Last 2 weeks I missed it, and I was like, you know what, I'll just go out in style then. But yeah, it was a good race. Hopefully everybody had fun watching it, and definitely look forward to more of these in the future.
And we are coming to time for BMN.
Oh, I know Apache had fun.
That's the most important thing about these
B-Man,
races.
skip the cutscene.
I hear if you let the cutscene play for a little bit. Wait, is he seriously letting it play?
People let it play for a
What?
little bit. All right, 103.12 from B-Man.
I
That
was
just
gonna say
lost him like 3 seconds at least.
it's like haha, and before tiebreaker. It's like, God, I hope not. I do not want to go to a Tinker IL against BMN.
103.12.
Now, I can't be too mad at B-Man because my old PS3 normal world record, I forgot to press it at the very end. I'm like, oh god, there's a cutscene. Ah!
Yeah, things like this can happen if you don't really pay attention. No cutscene for Joe.
Whoa,
104.4.
you don't say. 104.04, the 404 error.
Yeah. Time not found.
Time not found.
Restart. Time not found.
Maybe I should have just let the cutscene play for 16 seconds and gotten the 420 ending.
Yeah, well,
Missed
I mean,
opportunity.
Unlucky.
you could have been a contender. You could have tied my 420 time. But I got 420 points from that race, so I'm actually first in the league. But don't tell Limes that.
I guess he's still watching.
Yeah, well,
Mission abort.
don't listen to that, Limes. But yeah, GG's to Joe and B-Man on the third race of this week's broadcast. 103.12 BMN, 104.04 for Joe.
BMN just said you should have reminded me to mash. You
Uh,
gotta remember this yourself.
You need me to send you a postcard, BMN?
I actually sent a pigeon, but guess it's not there yet.
Oh man, Apache won't let me live it down that I said earlier. You should do non-lethal in chat. Oh jeez.
Yeah,
Anyways.
You go.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, folks, I think that's gonna be it for us for this broadcast. I hope you all enjoyed this week 5, these 3 races that we had on the channel for you. If you're not already following the channel, please do. If you're not following us on Twitter, please do. On YouTube, please do. We are going to be concluding the broadcast for tonight. We're actually getting very close to 2,000 followers on Twitch. So I think we're going to get that 2,000 number by the end of the year. 2K, folks, 2K. So your support and viewership is really appreciated for Metal Gear Speedrunners on Twitch. And with that, we are going to raid a speedrunner in the community. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Any last words, last memes from Mayu or Joe?
No, I guess we presented enough memes today. I
Oh,
don't have.
I found my scissors 61, by the way. I was looking for them earlier.
It wasn't 61. It was you, Dio. We could also go for that one.
Yeah, I had to
That-
kind of beat it out of him to get my scissors back.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but GG's, everybody.
GG's, guys.
GG's.
These were really nice races today. I really enjoyed watching them. Really enjoyed commentating the last one.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing commentary and back end, and and then GG's to D-Limes and Patchy for their race and for co-hosting the league.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.